Good morning, it's Marie. It's not morning, it's almost 6 p.m. I have made the Minecraft bee before. This is the bee. I've made the Minecraft creeper before. This is the creeper. It's excuse me. My dishwasher is making sounds. This is the creeper. Next up, I want to make Minecraft sheep. Now I'm not going to make all the colors because that would be way too much work. And I thought something that would also be cool is to make a kind of glowing rainbow sheep. There's this Easter egg in Minecraft. If you name one of your sheep Jet, then it's gonna become a rainbow sheep. And I was like, yeah, cool. I want to make that. That's sick. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. That's a lie, I already made it. So let's do it. Okay, so here we go. I got something on my finger. I made this really complicated plan as usual. I'm not exactly sure what I did here, but I did have a concept to this madness. I don't remember. Cool. So I'm gonna get a few different kinds of cube molds. I actually bought some just for this project. And I'm gonna fill it up with resin. Because what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna build the different parts of the body out of all of these cubes. And then I'm gonna put it into silicone to make a mold so I can make more sheep. And as you can see, I got these little pieces of cardboard in the square mold or rectangle mold. That's because I needed it to be a bit smaller. I didn't really have the exact sizes, so I had to be creative. Here are all the clear cubes, looking cute, looking nice, looking very clear. Clearer than my skin. I got a bad breakout right now. It's annoying, but that's okay. So I got all these components and I'm gonna just quickly sand them off to make sure they're all nice and square. I tried to get them as perfectly square as possible, but it wasn't that easy. So I'm looking at my plan again and assembling the pieces. This big part is the main body and I'm using these small cubes for the legs and for the head and the face, just kind of putting them together, gluing them together. And you can kind of start to see it all come together. I think you can already see what's gonna be what. So I'm just slowly assembling it. Kind of feels like playing Minecraft, you know, putting cubes together. Fun stuff. And then I'm kind of trying to top off this body piece with UV resin to get it nice and smooth and level. And doing that with all the other pieces too. This was kind of hard because, yeah, it's just making things straight when they're not. That's hard, man. And so then with the body, I glued on another slab that was too big, so I had to kind of cut it away and break it off. But you can already kind of see the body shape, so that's good. You can also see how goddamn rough this is. So I'm trying to sand it all off again, get the edges nice and straight. And it's getting there, it's getting there. Lots of sawdust everywhere. Shit gets everywhere, man. It's awful. And then I got creative again. I used this packing tape to create kind of a border so I could top it off with more UV resin to get it nice and straight again. It kind of worked, but not really. But hey, I tried my best. To feed her appetite, to keep her going. Haven't heard that song in ages. But I keep topping it off with more UV resin to get it nice and straight. And then gluing together some more parts. This is the head and the face. And this is gonna be the legs. I only made one leg because I didn't want to do more. And here are the different parts. Next up, I'm mixing up some silicone, putting all the little components into some kind of container. And I realized the cup that I'm using for the body is too small for the body, so I was like, okay, You know what's gonna be smart? Just fucking drop the body into the measuring cup full of silicone. Later on, you will see that's a bad idea. Don't do that. And yeah, before it overflowed, I just kinda filled up my other mold with some of the silicone. This was just a messy process. You could definitely be more smart about it. And then I ran out of that silicone, so I used a different one, which worked. I didn't know if they were gonna work together, but they did. But they did cause these funny looking blobs, which looks hilarious. I love it. So after they cured, is it called curing when it's silicone? Sure it is. After it hardened, whatever, I unmolded the pieces. And then for the big piece, it's gonna be hard to unmold it, so I tried to, you know, drop in some oil that I had, and I spilled it everywhere. But this is a good tip if you're struggling to unmold something. Just, you know, try to get some oil or some water in there. It makes it a bit easier. Kind of breaks the seal that it's got going on. So then I'm cutting out the body that I made. This was actually fun, to be honest. It kind of feels like birthing something. I mean, not that I ever did that, but yeah, anyway. And then I thought, yeah, okay, I'm ready. This is perfect. This is good. Gonna mix up some resin to put in there. This container that I'm using is just so dirty. There's glitter, there's some concrete. It's, yeah, keep your equipment clean, and it helps. So I'm filling it all up with the white, not really thinking about what's gonna happen. And hey, look at that! So, you know, with resin, it usually says on the packaging to not fill it up for more than like 2 centimeters or something, because, you know, when resin cures, it's gonna heat up, cause an I was about to say cause an erection. Cause a reaction. And yeah, with all the heat developing in there and trapped in this small narrow container, it's just kind of gonna bubble over almost. So this happened, and I was like, okay, yeah, good. I need to make a new mold. So I decided to make a new mold for the body and also for the legs, and this worked much better. I ended up making 3 of the leg molds. I don't know why I didn't make 4. I guess after 3 I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done with this. I don't want to do more. Kind of dumb. It made it all a bit harder. But these molds are much better. So I'm mixing up more resin, and this time I'm confident this is gonna work. This is gonna be good. Yeah. So I mixed up some white resin for the body, and I decided that in the beginning I was just gonna fill it halfway, and I'm gonna top it off with some more later. And then for the legs and for the face, I used some brown resin ink and mixed it with some white to get a nice beige kind of color. And I just filled the bottom part of the legs, you know, the exposed leg that isn't covered in wool. And then I made some more white. Kinda, you can see that I'm kind of doing stuff out of order because, yeah, I just filled the mold with white. So then it hardened 1 day later, and I'm gonna mix up some more resin, transferring it to a different container because I filled it up too high. Whoops. Mixing up some more white and then filling all the different parts. The legs, the next leg, another leg, and the second half of the body. Cool. So here they are the next day. Don't ask what happened to my fingers. I messed them up. You can kind of see the seam of the 2 layers, which bothers me a little bit, but can't really avoid that because, yeah, you just don't want to fill up your resin too high. And here are the legs. I kind of really like it. I think the legs look really great with the brown bottom part and the white top part. It's good. And the body, yeah, nice. So here's also the face and the top part of the head that I made off camera apparently. Still don't have this down with the filming stuff. And I'm just drawing on the face with some pens. I thought that would be the easiest way. I was kind of thinking about if I could make the face out of resin, but I wouldn't know how to do it. And then I'm once again grabbing my rotary tool to sand off the edges. The eyeless face in the corner looks terrifying. But yeah, it was drying, so that's why it's unfinished. And I'm sanding it all off and making it nice and smooth and beautiful. Again, getting sawdust everywhere. The shit's just, it's everywhere. It's like no matter what I touch, it's dust. So what you do is you just kind of wipe it all off onto the floor because who cares? And then you're gonna step in it later and you're gonna be like, ugh, I have sawdust under my feet. It's not great. And then I'm getting this shiny glaze, that's not what it's called, shiny, it's glossy varnish shit, and I'm just covering it all up to give it a nice extra shiny finished layer. That was a mouthful. And I used this plastic sheet to kind of keep the legs level because yeah, the bottom part is smaller, so it kept tipping over, and I was like, fuck you. That's exactly what I was like. Fuck you, legs. And I'm finishing the face. Good, finally. This is also when I once again realized just how funny the sheep's faces are. I mean, the pupils are just going, they're both pointing to the outside. And it's just perpetually screaming. It's like always the mouth is always like, ah. Are you okay, sheep? So then I'm grabbing some glue. This is jewelry glue. I'm always using that shit. And I'm just gluing on all the legs, and they kind of kept sliding off, which looks kind of funny. And then I'm gluing the top part of the head to the face. And this is the body without the head. Looks good, but also terrifying because there's no head. And then I'm gluing on the head and the face. And this sheep, this got a great size. Look at it, it's perfect size. And this is it for the white sheep. So this is the rainbow sheep that I was talking about. If you name it underscore jab underscore something like that, it's rainbow. It's cool. Look at it. And I kind of wanted this color changing effect, but yeah, you'll see. You'll see. So I'm mixing up some more resin. So I'm mixing up some more brown resin once again for the face and the legs. And then waiting for that to cure overnight. And then the next day I'm making some more resin. And so for the body I was thinking that I'm gonna mix in a little bit of white because I wanted it to be see-through. I didn't want it to be completely transparent. So here's that reason. I decided to buy this LED light strip thing that's colorful, and I'm gonna just put it in there and cover it in resin. And I wanted the body to be a bit more transparent so that obviously you could see the lights, but I didn't want to make it all the way transparent because I don't want the wire to be visible, but it's gonna be visible anyway, but it could be worse. And yeah, so with these LED lights, I thought from the picture online that they would be color changing, you know, that all the LEDs are the same color at the same time and then they just cycle through the different colors, you know, like the rainbow sheep. But it turns out it's just every LED is a different color. So yeah, it still looks really cool. I really like the effect with the different colors. It's just not exactly what I had in mind, but I'm not too mad. So I'm covering it with some more resin. I'm doing this in 3 layers, I think. And I'm doing the same with the legs and the face. Oh, here's also where I made the face and the last leg for the white sheep. As you can see, I did all of this at the same time, so it's just out of order. But hey, it's okay. That's the creative process, right? And I kind of really like how this looks with this kind of transparent, kind of whitish resin. It looks cool. And I'm mixing up some more brown for more legs because I only made 3 leg molds when the sheep in fact do have 4 legs. Amazing, wow. And so I'm topping it off with the rest of the resin. Oh wait, no, there's gonna be another layer. Huh. Would you look at that? I made all of this like 2 months ago, maybe even 3 months ago. So yeah, I don't really remember. I never get around to editing. I'm always so busy. Oops. I also just don't really love editing. That's the problem. But here I am unmolding the piece. Look at that, it looks cool. Yeah, you can see some of the wire, but it could be much worse, so I'm fine with it. And the color effect just through the resin, it just looks kind of really cool. Sick. I definitely want to do more with these LED lights and resin, because yeah, the effect is just cool. You can make some cool shit with that. Gotta think about what else I want to do. But yeah, here are all the components, and I just keep turning it on and looking at it because I'm like, oh wow, colors, oh light, woo, pretty. But it's time to glue it all on. Same as with the white sheep. Just having fun, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't really call this fun, but it's okay. Gluing together the face, and once again turning on the light, and here's the body without the head. And then I'm gluing on the head, and this is it. They are done. Here are the 2 sheep. I really like how they turned out. I mean, I'm gonna say the same thing I say all the time. I like how it turned out, but it's not perfect, and I wouldn't want to do a better version someday, whatever. But the size of these things is great. They just perfectly fit into your palm. It's so good. And yeah, even if the LED effect isn't what I wanted, it still just looks really cool. I mean, look at that. Looks like a disco sheep. It's sick. Yeah, they're cute. They definitely look incredibly cute from afar, which is like all my art. Looks good from afar. If you move closer, you're gonna see all the flaws. I mean, I'm always critical of my own shit, so it's no surprise. But look at it, it's just perfect. Perfectly fits into your palm. You can just carry it around and I don't know, feel cool about it. Tell your mom. I don't know. But they turned out pretty good. I'm somewhat happy. This was definitely a fun project. It was a bit of a struggle in the beginning with the different cubes and all that shit, trying to figure it out and put it together in a way that looks good. But I think I did pretty well, considering I made this just out of some different cube molds. It's pretty good. So yeah, happy with that. Here's the finished sheep. It's pretty cute, especially I feel like from further away. It looks really good. It just fits perfectly into your hand like this. How cute is that? It's perfect. Nothing happened. I really want to make another one, maybe in a few years or so, but then make it perfect, you know, perfectly straight, and you can see the line here where I poured the 2 different layers. And just, you know, I just want to make an even more perfect version, even though this is pretty cool. This is so cute. And then here's the rainbow version. Ooh, glowy. It looks pretty cool. It's not exactly what I had in mind, but it's really damn cool. I also kind of hope that you wouldn't see the wire, but you know, I can't make the color too opaque or else you won't even see the lights, so yeah. But it looks cool. It looks cool. It's pretty sick. Here they are. Cute. Bye. Okay, let's go. Wouldn't it be funny if the mobs were actually this size? You know, if creepers were that small. It would kind of be like the baby zombies. There's just little baby creepers running around. Actually, I would hate that. Also, it feels kind of wrong to hit a baby, even if it's a zombie. This doesn't feel safe. I don't like this. Okay. Be quiet, please. Hello? Okay. This might take a while. Okay, there we go. It's done.